Okay. So let's tawag dito. Ano muna tayo? Administrative muna tayo. We only have 3 weeks na remaining. Diba? Itong linggo and then dalawang linggo sa May. Kaya mag-alala, hindi na ako alis. Wala na akong travel. So makikita na tayo every Wednesday, Friday. Siyempre, sa 1-to-1, ganun din. Tuesday, Thursday. Tapos, tawag dito, yun lang, marami rin tayong kailangan i-cover. Kailangan mag-makeup classes. So, ganito yung magiging plano natin. For 102, um, tawag dito, ang pag-aaralan natin ay, ngayong araw ay Ampere's law and then electromagnetic induction tapos inductance. Okay? So that's basically halos 2 chapters pa siya or two chapters pa talaga siya. Okay? Tawag dito then uh, I think matatapos na natin to by Wednesday. Okay? Lahat nung chapters na 'yon, lahat ng coverage na 'yon. Sa Friday, mag-quiz show tayo.
Yes.
Okay? So yun yung ano niyo, practice time ninyo. And then supposedly Monday, 'di ba, meron tayong meeting. Yun na yung third exam. Okay? So sa Monday next week, May 4, 10 a.m. third exam sa IB 104, doon tayo sa baba. Okay, hindi tayo dito kasi may naunang nagpa-reserve nito eh. Meron bang conflict? Yes. Ha? PE ano? PE day? As in buong araw na PE yun. Ano PE yan?
I don't know.
Mhm.
May pasok sa Fridays.
Meron. Ay, oo nga, shit, wala pala tayong pasok sa Friday. Ah, oo nga, kalimutan ko.
Extend na lang natin sa...
Gusto niyo ba? Hindi, wag. May plano umuwi. So, oo nga.
Ano?
So medyo tight pala, no? Actually, ang pwede natin gawin is skip na lang natin yung ano, yung quiz, yung ano, ang tawag dito, yung quiz show. Oh, wala, medyo tight na yung schedule. Tapos, anong tawag dito? Yun na lang. Kasi exam sa Monday. Pero, yun na nga, paano yung schedule ninyo sa Monday?
Pero pwede yung ano, sir.
Nga, yung pinag-usapan natin yan, paano kung, kaya nga tinatanong ko kung whole day siya or sabi nyo, magsa-start naman siya 1 p.m. Okay. Anong PE ba to? Lahat ng PE. Why? So, kung halimbawa agahan natin sa Monday, okay lang ba? Like 9. Ang hirap gumising ba?
Sir, pero pwede kasi yung mga yung mga questions na supposedly questions na we should
Hindi ko pa ginagawa eh. Pero pwede naman ako mag-send ng mga questions na pwede nyo i-try na i-solve. At least mapag-practice na ninyo. Okay. Yun. Kung agahan natin sa Monday, okay lang ba? Mga 9 o'clock? Ha? Ha? Isa lang eh, si Arwen lang yung online eh. The rest ay ano. Anyway, pwede natin pag-usapan lang natin sa Wednesday pag ano.
Si Aidan, sir.
Ah, nice. Hmm. Okay, so yun na lang. So Wednesday na natin pag-usapan. Okay. Para maging definite at lahat tayo nandiyan. Tapos, ibig sabihin, Wednesday, next week, Wednesday, Friday, mag-meet tayo. Shit. Oh, Wednesday, Friday, and then Wednesday, Wednesday, tapos yung last Friday ng ano, ng so May, ano yata yung 15, yun na yung fourth exam. Okay? Ha? May exemption, di ba? Okay. Okay, sige. So ganun yung mangyayari, ganun na yung magiging schedule natin. Okay, sige. So, sige, let's continue. Kung wala nang tanong regarding that, anyway, pwede pa naman natin pag-usapan ulit sa Wednesday pag medyo marami na yun. Pag medyo kumpleto na kayo. So, nung mga nakaraang meetings, ang diniscuss natin ay magnetic field. Okay, so we started with yung discussion kung paano nagkakaroon ng magnetic field. Okay, and it turns out na pag may charges na gumagalaw, okay, yung moving charge na yun ay nagpo-produce ng magnetic field. Okay? Naalala niyo ba kung ano yung expression for the magnetic field na pinoproduce ng charge? Ano yung expression for the magnetic field na pinoproduce ng charge? B is equal to oh, expression, equation. Sige. Ano? Naku, wala atang nag-aral. Okay, ito muna. Ano muna yung force na ano na tawag dito na kung meron kang moving charge, okay? Siyempre yung moving charge na yon, okay, ganito. Ulitin ko. Sorry. Kung merong magnetic field na present, okay? At gumagalaw yung charge, makakaramdam yung charge na yon ng magnetic force, right? Ano yung expression for the magnetic force? F is equal to QV cross B. So cross product between the velocity and the magnetic field. Okay? Naintindihan niyo ba yung right-hand rule dito kung paano gamitin yung right-hand rule? Yes? Klaro ba yun? Okay, sige. Okay, so makikita natin yung magnetic force is always perpendicular to the velocity and the magnetic field. Okay, now, yun nga, meron ding effect na pag gumagalaw yung charge, magpo-produce din siya ng magnetic field, di ba? At ano yung expression or equation that tells us kung ano yung magnetic field of a due to a moving charge. Nasa ano na yun? Nasa chapter 21. B is equal to mu naught over 4 pi times QV cross R hat over R squared. Nako, ang third exam ang pinakamahirap sa lahat ng mga exams sa 100 series. Mm-mm. Okay.
Susunod mo.
Kasi, anong tawag dito? Yung mathematical principles ay essentially the same pagdating sa electric field, in comparison to electric field. Pero ang problem dito is meron ka kasing third axis dahil may cross product na. Okay? Katulad nung sa expression for the magnetic field, di ba? Q, V, cross B, yung F na yan, tawag dito, 3D. Then, dahil perpendicular yung F with respect to the velocity and magnetic field. Ngayon, yung magnetic field due to a moving charge is equal to mu naught over 4 pi times QV cross R hat over R squared. Okay, so doon na yan sa sa pangalawang chapter. Okay, now if instead of a moving charge you have a wire, okay, ano ngayon yung magiging expression for the magnetic field due to a wire, di ba? So kung meron kang magnetic force na ine-experience ng wire na yon. So kung merong magnetic field tapos may wire in the presence of a magnetic field, ano yung magiging expression for that? So imbis na QV cross B, magiging FB is equal to yung current, di ba? Okay. Yan. Okay? So yung length cross yung magnetic, tawag dito yung magnetic field. Okay, yung L dyan is yung length nung wire, and then of course yung I is yung current na dumadaan dun sa wire. Okay, nag-introduce din tayo ng mga parameters, okay, dun sa lesson na ito, sa topic na ito. In-introduce natin yung tinatawag na magnetic moment. Okay, yung magnetic dipole moment ay equal sa uh, uh, product ng current at saka ng area. Tapos in-introduce din natin yung torque, okay, due to a magnetic field, and this is just a cross product, okay, of yung magnetic moment, magnetic dipole moment at saka ng magnetic field. Yung example na ginamit natin dito is yung square na wire, 'di ba? Na pag dumaan or pag nag-undergo ng magnetic field, yung square na wire na yon, pwede siyang mag-rotate. And yung rotation na yon, okay, ay dahil sa torque. At yung torque is ay makukuha niyo from this expression. Yes.
The mu naught is the initial position of the magnetic pole.
Mu naught? Hindi. Permeability constant yan. Nalala niyo ba yung value niyan? 4 pi times 10 to the minus 7. Okay? Ano na ang units nito? Teka. Okay, sige. Maalala ko yung units yan mamaya. Pero for now, okay, tuloy lang muna natin yung dinidiscuss ko. So, syempre, yung rotation na yon involves energy, and we can get yung potential energy, okay? Magnetic potential energy dahil sa magnetic field, okay, from this expression. It's equal to negative ng magnetic dipole moment, ng dot product ng magnetic dipole moment at saka ng magnetic field. Okay. So, so far lahat yan lahat ng mga equations na ginagamit natin, and syempre yung concepts na involve, okay, ay anong tawag dito? Nandiyan din. Or na-discuss na natin. Pero pwede ring Tesla, meter, per ampere. Okay. So, yung last na discussion natin is kung meron tayong dalawang wires, okay, makikita natin na yung dalawang wires na yon ay pag may current ka through those wires, na pwedeng ma-attract yung dalawang wires or pwede silang ma-repel. Okay, depende sa direction ng current dun sa wire. Okay, so dun sa last na example, pag pareho yun sila ng direction, okay, na-attract sila. Okay, at pag magkaiba sila ng direction, na nagre-repel sila. Okay, the force is extremely small, okay, na tawag dito na pag ordinary lang na na situations, okay, hindi natin ma-notice yung attraction tsaka repulsion ng dalawang wires na yan. Okay. Okay, so yun yung ginagawa natin last time. Tinatry natin na i-derive yung expressions for the magnetic field. Sige, so yan yung i-try din natin na gawin through this example. Okay, through this example. So, meron tayong loop. Okay, at yung loop na yan ay na may current na dumadaan through that loop. Okay, at gusto nating malaman kung ano yung magnetic field okay, at any region outside the loop. So yung direction ng current ay indicated by yung purple na arrow. Okay, so nandito. Okay, so if we're looking at it in this way, then it's counterclockwise. Okay, and gusto natin malaman kung ano yung magnetic field at point P dahil sa current na dumadaan dun sa wire. Okay, so first titignan natin yung direction, di ba? So ano ginagawa natin para makuha yung direction? Ilalagay natin yung thumb natin sa direction ng current, tapos ika-curl natin yung ibang fingers at titignan natin kung anong direction mag-curl yung finger. So dito nag-curl yung finger sa direction na ito. So makikita natin na yung magnetic field na yan actually has two components along the x at saka along the y-axis. Okay, and tulad ng ginawa natin sa electric field, ang ginawa natin is pumili tayo ng infinitesimal na di ba? Infinitesimal na region. Okay, na yung infinitesimal na region na yan yung nagpo-produce ng magnetic field at point P. Tapos kuha ulit tayo ng another infinitesimal na region. Tignan natin kung ano effect niya sa point P. Tapos essentially, i-add natin lahat ng effects na yon, and that's equivalent to integrating over that circuit. Okay. So yung expression for the magnetic field, okay, in that case, okay, is given by, okay, paano pag wire? Ano yung expression for the wire? So hindi ko pala nabanggutan. Nalala niyo ba? So pag charge, it's mu naught over 4 pi QV cross R hat. Pero pag wire, it's B equals mu naught over 4 pi integral ng I dl cross R hat over R squared. Okay, so yung I, dito yung current through the wire, yung dl ay yung length ng infinitesimal na region, yung tawag dito, yung R squared dito ay yung distance, in this particular example, yung distance from yung location ng infinitesimal na region to point P. Okay, and yung unit vector, of course, ay yung direction, okay, yung direction that points from this position to point P. Okay, so makikita natin dito yung unit vector. So, if we start from that expression, so dB is equal to mu naught over 4 pi, okay, integral ng I dl cross R hat, okay, tapos R squared, okay, so tignan natin mabuti, yung dl dito, okay, follows yung direction ng current. Tama? Okay, tapos yung unit vector na R hat points from that infinitesimal point to point P. And then pag kinuha natin yung cross product niyan, DL cross R hat, makikita natin na same direction siya as B. Okay? So, and then i-divide natin to by R squared. So, ano nang mangyayari diyan ngayon sa expression na 'yan? So, paano siya ma-reduce? So, mangyayari ay okay, in terms of magnitude lang, dB is equal to mu naught over 4 pi, okay? And then times I, okay, kung infinitesimal lang muna yung titignan natin, and then times yung DL, okay, okay, divided by R squared. So ano yung R dito? So makikita natin na ang R is x squared plus a squared, square root. Pero R squared yung nasa denominator, so it's actually x squared plus a squared. Okay, so yan yung dB. Now, yung dB na yan ay meron dalawang components along the x-axis tsaka along the y. So, i-break natin yan into components ulit. Okay, and if we assign a magnitude, an angle theta, nandiyan dyan, so yung dBx is equal to dB cosine theta, and yung dBy ay equal sa dB sine theta. So, dBx is equal to dB cosine theta, and dBy is equal to dB sine theta. Okay, now, ano ngayon yung, sine theta at cosine theta? Okay, so we can get that from this triangle here. Okay, yung triangle na yan. Okay. If this is your angle theta, okay, kung yan yung angle na theta, ito is 90 minus theta. Tama? This is theta, and this is 90 minus theta. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung theta. Okay, so ang cosine theta ngayon is opposite over hypotenuse. Hindi, sorry, adjacent over hypotenuse. Ang adjacent ng theta is A divided by hypotenuse, which is x squared, square root ng x squared plus a squared, square root ng x squared plus a squared. Okay? So, equal ngayon to so ilalagay na natin yung dB. So, mu naught over 4 pi times I times dl over x squared plus a squared. Okay, times cosine theta. Sabi natin ang cosine theta ay a, di ba? Over x squared plus a squared square root. Right? Okay, and then yung y naman, corresponding to sine theta, it's opposite. So, x over square root ng x squared plus a squared. So, mu naught over 4 pi I dl over x squared plus a squared times x over square root ng a squared plus x squared plus a squared. Okay, so it should be easy to see na yung mga y components dito ay magka-cancel kasi meron kang y component from this region here, and then mula dito sa region na ito, it will produce a magnetic field na may y component na directed in this direction. Tama? Pointing in that direction. So lahat ng y components ay magka-cancel. So the only thing we need to solve for ay yung x component. So, yung x component ngayon, bx ay equal sa mu naught over 4 pi okay, I okay, a over x squared plus a squared raised to the 3/2 integral ng DL. Naintindihan niyo kung bakit nilalabas? Hindi. Well, oo. Saan ba tayo nag-integrate over? Hindi. I mean, hindi. I mean, ano yung L ba dyan? Yung circle, circumference ng circle, di ba? Now, yung x ba ay constant. Okay, so hindi siya nagbabago. So, pwede siyang, di ba? Pwede siyang tanggalin sa integral. Yung a ba ay constant? Yes. So kaya pwedeng ilabas yung mga ang tawag dito, yung mga variables na yan. At ang matitira lang talaga ay yung DL. Of course, yung current is also a constant. Okay, so matitira lang is DL. Pero ano ba yung integral ng DL na yan? You're integrating over what? Yung circumference. So anong circumference? Okay, so 2 pi r. So yung integral ng DL ngayon is 2 pi r. 4 pi ia x squared plus a squared. So 3/2 times 2 pi. Hindi 2 pi r, kundi 2 pi a. No? 2 pi a. Kasi a yung ano niya, radius. You know? Bakit hindi ano? Kasi lahat ng y components niya. So for example, ito, ang pinoproduce niyang vector is the magnetic field dito. Pag ito naman, kinuha mo dito, ang poproduce niyang magnetic field ay pag ganito. It will have a y component in this direction and a next component in this direction. So itong y component na ito will cancel with this y component here. Yes. Oh, sure. So, pag sinimplify natin ito ngayon, we'll have bx equals 1/2, okay, times mu naught pala, sorry. Mu naught over 2 I a squared x squared plus a squared raised to the 3/2. Okay, so yan yung magnetic field. Dahil sa loop na yan. Okay. So if we take a look at the center, okay, okay, dito sa point na ito, ano yung magnetic field diyan sa point na yan? Dito sa gitna, at the origin. Ano yung magnetic field? O at least yung expression for the magnetic field. Ano yung hindi, bakit zero? Hindi, tignan niyo yung expression, tignan niyo yung yan, tignan niyo yan. Oh, yan yung expression talaga in general, di ba? Pero if you want to know yung expression dun sa origin, ano yung magbabago dito? Ano yung kailangan nyo iset ng value? X is 0. Tama? O, kasi nandun siya sa origin eh. Right? So, if x is 0, you're solving for the magnetic field dun sa center ng circle. So, if x equals 0, then bx is equal to mu naught over 2, okay, I a squared over a cube. Kasi x is 0. Di ba? So, I a. Tama? Okay, so yan yung magnetic field at the center. Okay. Okay. Now, typically, hindi lang isang coil yung ginagamit. Maraming coil yung ginagamit dyan. So, anong gagawin natin dyan? Well, ang first approximation is simply to determine kung ilang coils yung meron doon, kung ilang loops. Okay, and then multiply this by the number of, multiply this expression by the number of turns. Yes. Ah, yes. Grabe, pinalakpakan ka sa ano mo, ha? Sa comment mo. Okay, yan, tama. Mu naught I over 2A. Okay? So, ano nang sinasabi ko? Pag madami ng loops, okay, so for n loops, okay, yung expression then changes to bx equals mu naught n I over 2A. Okay, so magdadagdag lang kayo ng n dun sa expression. Okay. Now, it turns out na yung magnetic field, okay, at the center where x equals 0, okay, is the maximum magnetic field. Okay, and if you extend, okay, if you extend outward, okay, kung alamin niyo yung magnetic field as you go out, okay, yung magnetic field ay nagde-decrease, ganun din sa kabila. As you go in this direction, yung magnetic field ay nagde-decrease. At ganito yung magiging behavior niya. So at the center, yung magnetic field is maximum. Ito yung expression. Okay, it's the same expression as yung sinulat natin doon. Okay, and as you move towards the positive x-axis, it will decrease in this manner. And then if you move towards the negative axis, it will decrease in this manner. So medyo symmetric with respect to x equals 0. Paano nakuha tong graph na to? It's basically plotting this expression. Okay, as a function of x. Okay? Okay? So ganun yung mangyayari dyan. Okay. So yan yung isang example ng paggamit ng magnetic pag-solve kung paano mag-solve ng magnetic field. Okay, so very similar lang din, 'di ba, sa pag-solve nung electric field. Now, tulad sa electric field, merong mas madaling paraan. Okay? Okay, sa electric field, ano yung mas madaling paraan na yun? Nalala niyo ba? Ginamit natin yung concept ng flux. Gauss law, tama. Oh, exactly. So integral, okay? So yung Gauss law, sinasabi sa Gauss law ay integral ng B dot dA ay equal sa charge na enclosed over epsilon naught. So kailangan nyo pumili ng Gaussian surface. At tignan nyo kung gaano karaming charges yung meron dun sa loob ng Gaussian surface. Okay, and from there, pwede nyo nang masolve yung bakit B to? Sorry, E yan, E. Kasi Gauss yung pinag-uusapan dito. Okay? So, E dot dA, so makukuha nyo na yung electric field simply from Gauss law. Okay, instead of doing those yung complicated na math na yun, you can simply use Gauss law. Okay. Now there's an equivalent. Okay, at ang tawag dito ay Ampere's law. Now sa ang Ampere's law actually tawag dito hindi integral to over the surface area. Kasi alam naman natin na ang integral ng B dot dA is equal to pag meron kang enclosed surface, ano yung flux na dumadaan through that surface? Zero. Dahil? Yes. And in the case of magnetic fields kasi, I mean, ha? Hindi. Bakit zero? Kasi sa Gauss law, kailangan yung Q, yung charge na enclosed, di ba? Pero sa magnetic field, it's always zero, di ba? Yung flux is always zero. Bakit siya zero? Kasi kasi walang nag-exist na magnetic monopole. Dahil kung ano man yung nagko-cause ng magnetic field na yon, it always exists as positive and negative poles. Okay? Contrary sa electric field, pwede ka magkaroon ng positive charge lang. Okay? Pero kung may magnet ka at i-enclose mo yung magnet na yun with a Gaussian surface, sabihin na natin, okay, it will always have a positive and negative pole. Okay, kahit ng ano pang i-enclose mo dyan. Sorry, hindi hindi yan yung Ampere's law. Para lang hindi kayo ma-confuse. Okay, so there's another way to determine kung ano ngayon yung magnetic field. Okay, but not from the flux, but from the line, tinatawag na line integral. Okay, at ginawa na natin actually yung line integral. So, hindi pa pala natin ginawa yung line integral. So, ang line integral basically states na we're taking the integral of B, the dot product of B, and yung DL. Okay? We're taking that product of B and DL. Okay, now, sa physics, there's a cool way actually to tawag dito, to symbolize yung line integral. Yung integral term na yan, lalagyan nyo ng bilog. Oops, umitim na yan. Lalagyan nyo ng bilog. Okay, pag nakakita ka ng integral na mayroong bilog, ibig sabihin line integral yan. Okay? Now, Ampere's law, kung contrary sa Gauss law, sa Gauss law, it's a surface integral, kaya integral yan over dA. Sa Ampere's law, it's a line integral, so integral over dL. Equal ngayon to sa mu naught times I dun sa current. Okay? So now we can determine yung magnetic field from the current. Okay? Through a wire. Okay, but we need to determine what's called a tawag dito, or we need to determine a line, diba? Kasi nga line integral siya. We need to determine an integration path. Okay? So, as an example, okay, so ito. Ay, may example pala dyan. Balikan na lang natin example na yun mamaya. No? So, an example of Ampere's law. Okay. So gamitin natin yung current through a wire. So sabihin natin ito yung wire and then ito yung current is in this direction. Naintindihan niyo naman pag sinulat na ganyan, di ba? Ibig sabihin it points out of the paper. Okay? X. Okay, so ang gagawin natin is pipili tayo ng line integral. Okay, so ano yung magiging line integral natin dito? I-enclose natin tulad sa surface integral sa Gauss law, i-enclose natin to with a line. So, ang pinakamagandang piliin na line is where the magnetic field is constant. Tulad din sa electric field, di ba? Sa Gauss law, yung Gaussian surface na pinipili natin is a surface na kung saan yung electric field ay constant dun sa surface. So dito, ang pipiliin natin ay itong circle na ito kasi alam natin na yung circle na yan, yung line na yan, constant yung magnetic field. Okay, dyan sa line. Bakit natin alam na constant? Kasi pare-pareho siya ng distance. Okay, from the wire. Okay, so how do we use Ampere's law dito? So B dot DL, okay, is equal to mu naught I. Since yung yung tawag dito, yung magnetic field nga dito ay constant, pwede natin siyang ilabas. Ano bang magnetic field due to a wire? Or due to a loop pala, sorry. Kasi magnetic field na yan, yan yung loop eh, di ba? Loop yan ng magnetic field. So ano magnetic field due to a loop? Mu naught I over 2 2 pi times R. Okay, kung ano man yung radius niya. Right? Okay, so yan yung para sa ano, yung magnetic field due to a long straight wire. Okay, nasa previous yan na lesson. So ngayon ang matitira is integral ng DL. Okay. So anong integral ng DL? Ang integral ng DL is yung circumference. So that's mu naught I over 2 pi R times your circumference niyan ay 2 pi R. So equal to sa mu naught I. Okay, which is exactly yung expression na yan. Okay, now again, pwede kayong pumili ng ano, ng tawag dito ng line ng integration path. Okay, anywhere. Okay, pwedeng compound yung ano integration path. So, for example, okay, if we choose example lang, gusto natin malaman yung magnetic field na pinoproduce ng wire na yan. And if we choose an integration path na ganito. So, pag ganyan, and then ganito. Okay, so ganyan yung integration path natin. Okay, and that integration path has to be closed. So, itong direction na ito, pag ganyan, sa direction na yan. Okay, so yan yung integration path na pipiliin. Obviously, itong path na ito, nandito, sa sides, okay, numberan natin yung mga paths na yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung paths 2 and 4 ay hindi yan contribute sa ano sa uh, sa Ampere's law. Bakit? Kasi perpendicular siya sa DL. Okay? And yung dot product, okay, yung magnetic field, sorry, perpendicular siya sa magnetic field. Okay? Ito yung wire, anong direction ng magnetic field? 'Di ba? Pag ganyan. 'Di ba? So kung ito yung DL ninyo, yung 2 pag ganyan yung DL, it's perpendicular to the magnetic field. So yan ay 0. Tapos itong 4, it's also perpendicular to the magnetic field. So yan ay 0 din. Pero itong 1 ay parallel sa magnetic field. Okay, so meron siyang contribution. Okay, ito nung magiging contribution niya. So again, yung 1 na yan, ang integral ng DL is, siyempre ito ay, so arc length, ano, yun yung integral nung DL na yan. So it's S1. And equal lang yan sa radius, okay, times yung angle na theta. Okay, and sa path 2, integral ng DL is yung arc length na S2, kung ano man yung length yung 3 na yan, at equal yan sa radius times yung angle na theta din. Okay. So, paano natin ngayon gagamitin yung Ampere's law? So, B.dl ay equal sa B1, which is yung magnetic field dun sa path 1, times S1, okay, plus B2 times yung magnetic field sa path, sorry, B3, yung magnetic field sa path 3 times S3. Okay, now yung B1 na yan, okay, ay yung magnetic field dito. At yung B3 ay magnetic field dito. So, yung direction ng magnetic field na pinoproduce ng wire, okay, ay parallel dun sa path ng B1. So, positive yan. At yung direction ng magnetic field na pinoproduce ng wire ay opposite dun sa path na 3. So, negative. So, negative. Okay? Tapos, yung path 1 is farther kumpara sa path 2. So dapat pala R1 ito at saka R3. Tapos, yung path 3, yung path 1 is farther kaysa path 3. Okay, tapos yung S1 which is equal to R1, okay, ay farther din. Okay, and yung S3, okay, tawag dito, which is equal to R3 times theta ay farther din. Now, since B1 is farther than B3, yung magnetic field na yun ay mas maliit. Pero mas malayo siya. Tapos yung B3 is shorter than B1, so mas mataas yung magnetic field sa B3, pero mas malapit siya. Okay? So essentially, if you multiply B1 and S1, okay, and you also multiply B3 and S3, makikita nyo na magka-cancel sila, yung dalawa. Okay? Nagko-compensate kasi yung distance, yung magnetic field ng B1 dahil sa malayo siya with the distance with the distance of that line integral. Okay? Okay? So, madali nyo rin naman makita yan kasi kung titignan niyo yung B na yan is R. So, actually, this is just mu naught 1 over 2 pi S1, okay, times S1 minus mu naught I over 2 pi S3 times S3. Okay, at magka-cancel yung S1 dito. Okay, at yan ay equal ngayon to 0. Okay. Now, naging equal yan sa 0 kasi wala siyang ini-enclose na hindi niya yung line integral na yan does not enclose any hindi niya ini-enclose yung wire. Tama? Tama. So nag-cancel lang yung magnetic field. Okay? So now we have the Ampere's law, okay, to help us determine yung magnetic field. Okay, any questions? Magnetic field of a coil. Sige. Any questions? Wala. Dun sa mga online, i-on nyo lang yung ano nyo, yung mic nyo kasi hindi ko nakikita yung ano. Hindi ko nakikita yung Zoom. Kung meron kayong tanong. Excuse me. Yes.
According to the Ampere's law, everything that is in this position will always have a magnetic field of 0.
Hindi, depende yun sa pipiliin mong line integral. So yung pinili kasi natin line integral does not enclose yung ano, hindi niya ini-enclose yung wire. Okay. Pero yung una natin pinili before na symmetric, ini-enclose niya kasi yung wire. So I hope mas maging clear yun dito sa example mo. Sa next na example. So dito sa example, we have a long cylindrical na conductor. Okay. So, ito yung itsura ng cylindrical na conductor. So a cylindrical conductor with radius r carries a current I. The current is uniformly distributed over the cross-sectional area from the conductor. Okay, so find the magnetic field as a function of the distance r from the conductor axis for points both inside and outside the conductor. Okay. Okay, so syempre pag outside mas madali siyang i-determine. Anong magnetic field outside? Oops. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, so halimbawa ito yung ating conductor, di ba? Pipili tayo ng line integral nasa labas ng line integral na nasa labas ng conductor. Right? Since ine-enclose niya yung buong conductor, okay, yung magnetic field nito ay equal lang sa mu naught I over 2 pi r. Okay, since in-enclose niya yung buong. So, anong direction ng current? Ang direction ng current ay out of the paper. So, ang direction ng magnetic field ay paganyan. Okay, now, anong mangyayari pag inside? Okay, so instead, ang gagawin natin ay meron tayong line integral. Palitan ko yung kulay ng line integral. So yung line integral natin ay nasa loob. Okay, and it has a distance r na kung saan yung r is less than yung radius. Okay, so yung radius ng wire is capital R. Okay, at yung radius ng line integral is yan. Okay. So paano natin gagawin 'yan? Gagawin 'yan. Ano bang ginawa natin sa before? Sa electric field. Ginawa rin natin 'to sa di ba? Sa electric field, pero sphere yung ginamit natin na shape. So nag-define tayo, meron tayong define na term, di ba? Well, shell sa electric field, pero dito kasi line kasi to di ba? So hindi siya shell, kundi ano lang siya. Tawag dito, yun nga, yung kung ano man yung nakapaloob sa line. Pero yung concept or yung idea is the same as yung ginawa natin before. So, nag-define tayo ng tinatawag na current density. Okay? Tawagin natin siyang J. Okay? So, yung current density is, in this case, dahil hindi siya volume, dahil area lang siya, it's current divided by area. So, yung total current ay equal sa total current divided by the total area. Ano bang total area nito? Capital R yung yung surface area ng wire. So, ang total area niya is pi r squared. Pero ang ina-assume natin na yung current density is the same all throughout. 'Di ba? So, yung current dun lang sa pink na area, so para mas klaro, divided by pi small r squared, okay, is still yung current density kasi sinasabi nga natin na uniform nga yung uniform yung current density, uniform yung current. Okay, so pag kinuha natin expression for I naught, ang makukuha natin is I, magka-cancel yung pi, tapos r squared over capital R squared. Okay, so yung magnetic field natin dito ngayon is equal to mu I naught over 2 pi times R. Since ang I naught given by this expression, mu naught over 2 pi R, I R squared over capital R squared. Then we have mu naught over 2 pi R over R squared. Okay, so yan ngayon yung magnetic field inside, okay, inside the wire. So yung magnetic field na yan is linear with respect to R. So ibig sabihin, if you start from 0 and as you go out towards the surface, linear lang yung dependence ng magnetic field. And then, pag from the surface, papalabas, okay, it will be 1 over R yung behavior niya. So pag kinuha natin pag ginraft natin yung magnetic field, ganito yung ganyan yung magiging itsura niya. Oops. Okay, so pag ginraft natin yung magnetic field, ganyan magiging itsura. Sa loob, linear, and then sa labas, it's 1 over R. Okay. So, any questions? Questions? Sige, break muna tayong 10 minutes. Until 11:10. So, tinatanong nyo kanina about, di ba, symmetry. Okay? Actually, okay, they do not necessarily have to be symmetric. Ang importante lang is pag inano mo yung line integral, okay, tawag dito, enclosed siya. Okay? Kasi tawag dito, mathematically speaking, magka-cancel lang any part doon ay magka-cancel lang sa isa't isa. Okay? So, for example, dito. So, we have ilang wires meron dito? 3, di ba? Okay. So, yung I1 ay 4 amperes tapos into the page. Yung I2 ay 6 amperes tapos out of the page. And yung I3 ay 2 amperes and out of the page. Okay. So, 4 paths labeled A through D are shown. What is the line integral for each path? Okay. Hindi siya ganun kahirap. Kasi gagamitin nyo lang yung yes. B.dl. Okay? Mu naught I. Okay, so anong line integral dito? Anong current sa A? Okay, yung A ay yung kulay green. Meron ba siya ini-enclose na wire? Wala. Easy. Basic, di ba? 1 point. Letter B. Anong kulay yon? Blue. Anong First of all, anong direction ng magnetic field dito? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, pag kinuha natin, okay, pag hindi niya sinabi kung anong direction ng line integral, no? Each integral involves going around the path in the counterclockwise direction. Okay? So lahat nung ano na 'yan, nung line integral na 'yan ay counterclockwise. Yung magnetic field ay into the paper. So ang direction ng ang magnetic field ay sabi niyo clockwise. Tama? Okay. So yung dot product nila is negative kasi mag-opposite sila in direction. Tama? Tapos anong current na ine-enclose nung B? 4 amperes. Tama? So equal ngayon to I1 equal ngayon to sa negative mu naught times negative 4 mu naught. Okay, so negative 4 mu naught. Okay? Letter C. Anong line integral nito? So ang current anong kina-enclose niya? Ano bang klaseng kulay yan? Blue green? Turquoise. Turquoise ba yan? Sige. Oh, yung I1 ay into the paper. It's 4 amperes at yung I2 ay out, which is 6 amperes. So yung total current ay 2 amperes na out of the paper. Yung magnetic field na pinoproduce nun is anong direction? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. It's in the same direction as the line integral. So positive. So equal ngayon to sa mu naught I2 minus I1. Okay? Positive 2 mu naught. Then letter D, integral ng B dot DL ay equal sa, so lahat ine-enclose niya na. Yung orange. Anong tawag dito? Ano ngayon ang total current dyan? So 4, negative 4 plus 6 plus 2. So 4. So mu naught I2 plus I3 minus I1 is equal to 4 mu naught. Exam na. Yes.
That's just the value already.
Pwede na yun. Is? Mu naught is constant. Dito lang sa next page. Okay. Now, tignan naman natin ito next example. A solid conductor with radius A is supported by insulating discs of a conducting tube with inner radius B and outer radius C. The central conductor and tube carry equal currents in opposite directions. Okay, as shown by the purple arrows. The currents are distributed uniformly over the cross sections of each conductor. So derive an expression for the magnitude of the magnetic field A at points outside the central solid conductor but inside the tube A, and B at points outside the tube are greater than C. Dalawang points lang. So if we redraw that, so ito yung inner, tapos ano ba siya? Ganyan yung kulay niya, di ba? LE 4.
So, pangit na.
4 chapters siya.
Okay. No, diretso na lang if you.
Okay, tapos ito ay, yung kulay ito, gray. Gray. Dito ba tayo? Gray. Walang ano? Meron ba? Okay. Tapos, ito, ang distance nito ay, ito ay A. Tapos ito ay B. Tapos ito ay C. Clear ba? Yung drawing? Sana ganyan din ka-clear yung drawing nyo no, sa exam. Kasi ang ginagawa nyo, ini-squeeze nyo talaga hanggang sa... Kayo lang nakakita eh. Hindi ko lang pwedeng i-zoom yung papel nyo, di ba? Tipid tips ang wala niyo. Okay, sige. Anong pinapahanap dito? Ano yung... sorry, yung dito sa yellow, ang current is I tapos out of the paper. Okay, at dun sa, dun sa gray, ang current I into the paper, tapos magnitude is R. So, ang pinapahanap ay yung A less than, R is between A and B. So, A and B. So, dito yung R. Okay. So, yan yung R. So, ang tinatanong dito ay, derive an expression for the magnitude of the magnetic field at points outside the central solid body. Okay. So for A less than R less than B, okay, yung line integral ay equal sa mu naught times I lang. Ba? Mu naught times I. Okay, ano ngayon yung expression for the magnetic field? So wire siya, ano expression for the magnetic field ng wire? Mu naught I over 2 pi times R. So integral na lang to ng DL. So equal to mu naught I. Ano integral ng DL? Dapat hindi ko pala sinusulat. Dapat ganyan siya. Ano integral ng DL? Hindi. Sorry. Mali. Derive an expression for the magnetic field nga eh. So, B is integral ng DL is equal to mu naught I. So, mu naught I. So, this is B times 2 pi R. Mu naught I. So, B is equal to mu naught I over 2 pi R, okay, as expected. Okay? Now, for R, ano yung isa? R greater than C. R greater than C. So, nasa labas yung line. Nasa labas yung line integral, di ba? Okay, so. Yan, nasa labas. So ano ngayon yung integral ng B dot dl? Bakit zero? Yes. So the magnetic field outside is zero. Yes. Yes. Exactly the same sa ginawa natin dito, di ba? Tingnan lang natin kung ano yung enclosed na currents. Okay. Ha?
Okay.
Would there be anything between C and D?
Yes, I will.
That's a good exercise. Pwede rin may magnetic field dun sa ano, di ba? Within A.
I think it would be like a second example. Reverse it, I don't know.
Yes?
One come out of A. Out of the range.
Pareho silang direction. So ano sa tingin niyo yung sagot?
Two.
2. Tama. 2i. Mag-a-adapt lang kasi yung ano. Okay? Now, importante rin yung direction ng ano, na pinili nyo na line integral. So, kailangan nyo rin lagyan ng direction yan. Kasi yung direction ng line integral will determine kung positive or negative yung b dot dl. Okay? Okay, so hanapin ko rin yan sa exam. Okay, so now, punta tayo dun sa next na lesson. Next na chapter. Okay, so this is about induction. Chapter 29 na tayo. Dito na yata. Yes. Okay, so na-encounter niyo na ba to from high school? Di pa? Ginawa niyo rin ba to sa sa 102.1? Hindi. Okay. So familiar na kayo dito. So basically, pag meron kayong wire na ganyan, di ba? At naglagay kayo ng magnetic field to the wire. Okay? Nagpo-produce ng current. Okay? Nagkakaroon ng current. So ang phenomenon na to ay induction. So meron kang induce na current. Okay? So isa-isayin natin. So pag hindi gumagalaw, pag stationary, walang movement, zero yung current. Diba? Okay. It doesn't matter kung yung magnet yung pinapagalaw nyo or yung coil yung pinapagalaw nyo. Naintindihan niyo? So kung halimbawa ito yung magnet tapos ito yung coil, pwedeng yung magnet yung gumagalaw, pwedeng yung coil yung ginagalaw nyo. Okay? Please, let's be professional. Okay. Actually, yun din yung isang di ba? Pag mas mabilis, mas mataas yung current na napoproduce. So, nagde-depend din yun sa rate of change ng magnetic field. Okay? Okay? Okay. Tapos, nagde-depend din actually siya sa size ng coil. Okay? So, maraming factors. Pero ang pinaka-importanting factor is dapat nagmo-move yung dalawa, yung nagmo-move sila relative sa isa't isa. Okay? If there's no motion, then there's no current na produce. Okay? So, anong tawag dito? Paano natin i-explain yung na yan, yung tawag dito, yung phenomenon na yan? Well, we can explain that using yung concept ni ni Faraday. Oops. So yung Faraday's law is equal to okay, na kung saan yung phi b ay tinatawag na flux and this is just equal to b dot a. Okay, or BA cosine theta. Okay, so ang sinasabi dito is if you have a time varying flux or if the flux is changing, okay, nagpo-produce ka ng current or merong induced na EMF. Okay, so ito yung induced EMF at ito ay time varying flux. How do you vary the flux? Either by changing the magnetic field or changing the area. Okay. Changing the magnetic field is easy kasi 'di ba tulad dito sa figure na ito, I mean it's easier to imagine kasi tulad dito sa figure na ito, i-move mo lang naman yung magnet through the coil or yung coil move mo through the magnet. Pero how do you ano yung isang example na change niyo yung binabago niyo yung area? No, isang example. Nalala nyo sa previous lesson may loop, di ba? Yung loop na yun, nagbabago yung area relative sa magnetic field. So, halimbawa, ito yung loop. Di ba? Pag ganyan yung orientation ng loop, iba yung area na nakikita ng, kung halimbawa ganyan yung magnetic field, iba yung nakikita ng magnetic field. Pero kung ganyan yung, di ba? Direction, yung nakaganyan yung orientation ng loop, mas maliit actually yung nakikita niyang area. Di ba? And if you rotate that, so meron kang time varying na area. Okay? So, pwede ka magkaroon ng EMF by ang tawag dito by rotating yung loop. Okay, so that's how you change the area. Okay? Yun nga. Nagva-vary din yung ano, meron kang flux. Okay, as a result of that. Okay, and that's how you produce actually that's how you produce electricity, 'di ba? Sa mga ano, sa mga power stations, 'di ba? So yes. Yeah, pwede rin sa ganun. Okay? So paano niyo ngayon malalaman yung direction ng EMF? Okay, again, gagamitin niyo yung right hand rule. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Gamit niyo na yung kanang kamay niyo ah. Okay, so paano niyo ngayon determine yung ano, yung direction ng EMF? So yung wire nandiyan dyan. Okay? If yung B at saka yung A ay in the same side, on the same side. Okay? Ang gagawin niyo lang is ilalagay niyo yung thumb niyo dun sa direction ng area, okay, which is always perpendicular to the surface, tapos i-curl niyo yung fingers. Kung saan magka-curl yung fingers, sa opposite direction siya. Oh, kasi may negative sign. Diba? Ayun, may negative sign. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now, this assumes na nag-i-increase yung A at nag-i-increase yung this assumes na nag-i-increase yung B. Okay? Siyempre yung A dito hindi nagbabago. Okay. Ngayon, pag nagdi-decrease yung B, okay, ang ibig sabihin niyan, pag increasing kasi yung B, ulitin ko pag increasing yung B, ang sinasabi natin is yung dB dt is 0. Diba nag-i-increase kasi yung B. Pero pag nagdi-decrease yung B, yung dB dt is less than 0. Okay? So dito, yan, actually pwede natin itong isulat as dB dt dot A, okay, plus D plus B dot dA dt. Diba? So this determines kung positive or negative yung flux. So pag decreasing yung dB dt ay less than 0, so negative siya. Kaya yung dB dt dot A, okay, will be negative. So pag kinurl niyo yung fingers niyo, okay, imbis na sa ganitong direction, tulad dito, imbis na sa ganitong direction, dito siya sa direction na to, kasi i-incorporate nyo pa yung negative sign na yan. Okay? Okay, so medyo maraming nangyayari. Right hand lang, right hand lang. Wag mo nang anuhin yung kaliwang kamay mo, wag mo na ipakomplika. Okay? Okay, dito naman. Dito, yung B ay nasa opposite side. Nag-increase siya sa opposite side nung So yung angle between A and B is greater than 90. And in that case, yung cosine ng angle pag greater than 90 is negative. Kaya magiging, tawag dito, yung dot product nila is negative, diba? Kaya magiging positive. So yung direction ay ganyan. Same direction as yung sa pag-curl ng fingers. Okay? Pero pag nagde-decrease naman yung B, so yung B dot A is negative, pero decreasing yung B, so magiging positive. And then may negative sign ka pa dyan, so magiging negative. So pag kinurl mo yung fingers mo, opposite ng direction ng pag-curl ng fingers yung EMF. Okay?
Para pa in na may negative. And if the greater than 19,
Mm-hmm.
negative.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Parang
Yes, yung equation mo negative din.
I think I'm getting
Yun lang. Basta ang ano lang, step by step yun lang yung process. Yes.
Yung B dot A becomes BA plus theta.
Yes.
Where's the right hand rule in this?
Doon sa kung paano mo kino-curl yung fingers mo, yun yung direction ng current through the wire. So doon sa letter A, paano mo kinurl yung fingers mo pag ganyan? 'Di ba? Pag ganito, 'di ba? Pag ganyan, 'di ba? Pero may negative sign ka kaya babalik tayo mo yung direction. May negative sign doon, yun, may negative sign. Yan, Okay, so babalik ta rin yung direction. So pag may negative sign, kung paano nyo kinurl, balik ta rin nyo yung direction ng current. Okay? Negative siya kasi yung dB dt is less than 0. So ito yun. Ito, dB dt is negative. Dot mo sa A which is positive. So yung flux mo ngayon is negative. May negative sign ka pa dyan, so positive. So same direction sa pag-curl, no? Okay? Yung flux is yung product ng B tsaka A. Ah. Yes. Yes. Ah. In due time. Hopefully by the third exam, di ba? By the third exam, this take.
Oh.
Okay, sige, example tayo.
Yes, I'm very good.
What if this was the next value? It would look cooler. Cooler.
Marami na ako nakita na ganyan. Now we use the right hand rule, tapos magkaganyan sila.
Positive. And it's becoming more positive. Then technically, it's right. Can you use positive?
Yes.
Just make it positive.
Tama, pwede naman. Yes, exactly. Okay, so magnetic field between the poles of an electromagnet. So yan yung electromagnet, yung north and south, yan yung poles ng electromagnet, is uniform at any time. But its magnitude is increasing at a rate of 0.020 Tesla per second. The area of the conducting loop in the field is, so may loop dun sa dun sa drawing. Yung area na yan is 120 square centimeters. And the total circuit resistance, including the meter, is 5 ohms. Find the induced EMF and the induced current in the circuit. Letter B, if the loop is replaced by one made of an insulator, what effect does this have on the induced EMF and induced current? Okay, so yung rate na 0.020 Tesla per second is dB dt kasi nga rate siya. Okay, yun yung nakasulat dyan. Okay? And makikita nyo rin naman yan kasi may sa units di ba? Kasi Tesla per second siya. So, dB dt is 0.020 Tesla per second. Okay, so from the equation, EMF is equal to negative d phi b dt. Pwede natin itong isulat as dB dt dot A. Okay. Wala na yung second term kasi yung A dito hindi nag-change. Okay. So, walang dA dt in other words. Okay? So, equal ngayon to sa 0.020 Tesla per second. Yan yung dB dt. And yung area is ay 120 square centimeters. Okay, syempre, i-convert mo pa yan sa okay. Tapos, ano yung angle between them? Angle ng magnetic field at saka ng ng area. Hindi, yung magnetic field, alin yung magnetic field yan sa drawing? Blue lines. Ano yung direction ng area, vector? So parallel sila. So anong angle between them? 0. So ang cosine ng 0 is 1. So okay na yan. Tama? Okay. So the EMF is okay, 2.4 times 10 to the minus 4 or volts or 0.24 millivolts negative. Hmm? So, base dyan sa drawing, anong direction ng base dito sa na-solve natin, anong direction nung current? Ha? Ano ibig sabihin ng clockwise? Going from B to A or going from A to B? Kasi yun yung A, di ba? A vector, area vector. Curl yung ganyan, di ba? So it goes from B to A. Pero may negative sign. Di ba? So it goes A to B. Okay. Okay. So anong sinasabi ng negative sign? Hindi, I mean, yung negative sign ba is B to A or A to B?
Oh, it's without the negative sign, it's B to A. With it's B to B.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
What she said.
Ah, A curl. Di ba? Yan yung B dot A lang. Yan lang yung rate of change ng flux. Yung d phi b dt lang yon. Oo, di ba? Yun yung B to A. B to A yon. Eh may negative sign. Oh, so A to B. Okay? So, eto is B to A. Pero pag sinama nyo na yung negative sign, it's A, B. Okay? So, kung susundin natin yung direction na dinowing dito, yung current, tama yan. So, positive dapat yung susulat natin sa sagot. Okay? So, this is, tawag dito. Yeah, okay. So, ang current ngayon, anong letter ba yun? Current. Letter, doon pa rin. No? So, anong current dito ngayon? It's E over yung resistance. So, EMF is 0.24 millivolts divided by, anong resistance? 5 ohms. So, ang current ay 0.048 milliamperes. Yeah. Isang wire lang naman yan eh. Hindi na rin kinaya ng bata. Umiyak na siya. So letter B, if we change it to an insulator, ano magiging induced EMF? Pag insulator siya. Meron ka pa ring EMF. Hindi, same pa rin kasi EMF mo is produced naman by the flux eh. The rate of change of the flux. Magkakaroon ka pa rin EMF, may voltage pa rin between A and B. Pero dahil insulator siya, sobra lang taas ng resistance. Wala ka lang current. Okay? Okay, or kung sobrang laki ng resistance, pwede ka pa rin magkaroon ng current pero sobrang liit naman nung current. Yeah. Yes. Ha? So may EMF ka pa rin, which is equal to 0.24 millivolts, pero yung current is, pwede mo sabihin na 0 because R is, tawag dito, very high.
R is greater than EM, where it's approximately zero as a possible.
Hmm? Pagano?
How it to clarify na for one versus one, is it like greater than maybe?
Hindi. But hindi mo pwede i-compare yung resistance with EMF. Lagay nyo lang na mataas lang yung resistance because it's an insulator. Di ba? Oo. Kasi insulator siya.
The total resistance is 5 volts.
Yes. Yun. Gandang tanong yun ah.
Hello.
Inductance. That's probably like this to know the keep it when you want the filter.
Sasayawan nyo tapos gagana na siya. Kaya siya induction stove. Galing ah. Induct ka. Actually, 2 chapters na lang pala yung ano yung para sa fourth exam. Yeah.
Sa ilang araw yun?
So pwede natin i-move yung isang chapter sa fourth exam. Ganun na lang. So, yeah. Related naman yung ano yung chapter 30 na inductance sa alternating current. So, pwede ilagay. Okay, sige, ganun na lang gawin natin. Para sa Wednesday, focus tayo sa concept ng induction and then mga examples. Pag-usapan nga natin sa Wednesday pag kumpleto na kayo.
Wala pa rin na-online.
Ha?
Kulang pa rin yung
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4 lang sila dito. Hindi. Sino Jack? Hakim, di ba? Siya. Okay. Si Jaigen, tsaka si Diana. Okay, sige. Kung wala nang tanong, then we stop there and then continue na lang yung lesson sa Wednesday.